Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. It's time to talk about quiet quitting again, and a lesson that I learned during the spring semester of 2024. I learned if you love your job, if you find your job easy to do because of your specialties, never let your work know how easy it is for you to do your job or how much you enjoy doing it. Enjoy it for yourself, but don't let them know. Let me give you an analogy. So this Monday is tax day. Imagine you file your taxes, and at the very bottom of your tax return you write to the IRS, "Dear IRS, money comes really easy for me. In fact, there might even be more money coming in that I'm not declaring on here," right? That would be similar to going to work and letting everybody around you know how easy it is for you, how much you love your job. So for example, you guys know how addicted I am to making the metal casting art, the bismuth crystals, and how I could go home on a Friday afternoon and before I know it, it's Monday morning. I have done that before, actually. But at the art show, that's not the attitude I would portray to my customers, right? Oh my God, I have no time for to spend with my girlfriend, I'm not sleeping right, I'm not eating right. In fact, look how much weight I've lost since the last time I've come here. I'm really trying to perfect everything. In fact, I'm kind of annoyed that I'm still perfecting stuff and selling things that I'm not very proud of anymore, right? I'm still working very hard on perfecting that, right? Or at the office, right? Even if I love what I do, right? I still want to portray that, there's a lot to be learned, right? As I'm doing my best work, next week, my boss is going to watch one of my lectures, there's always more I can learn, right? I'm not done with learning everything that I need to teach here, right? Something to that effect, right? See, I made the mistake, in a past lifetime, I was doing some tutoring gigs that I had found on my own. I used to advertise on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, and I would just have such a fun time. Now, I always have a fun time when I go tutoring. It's just that I used to have a hard time hiding it from my face. And so a lot of times these kids and or their parents would behave really unprofessionally with me. They would wait till the last minute to cancel stuff. I had one student, I've been working with him for 6 months at this point, and one day I was ready to go see him, and all of a sudden his mom texts me like his son has a piano recital, and I'm like, gee, how famous are you that people call you in for a recital last minute? The truth is they knew, or maybe it wasn't even a recital, they had some other emergency, right? And in the kid's mom's mind, I love doing this so much anyway, it's no big deal, right? And they behave very unprofessionally with me. I had another student, I hadn't raised their rates for 2 years, believe it or not, and his mom knew she was getting a good deal. I mean, in the 2 years that I didn't raise the rates, I had landed a number of dream jobs. I had won #1 at the Computer Olympiad, and I was still charging her the old rate. And she behaved really unprofessionally with me, asking me if I wanted to get to know this girl that they knew. Just really unprofessional. All because she thought that I was going there to have a good time, right? In her mind, right? I mean, I was, but I need to support myself, right? I didn't do too well when we were 4 years ago when I was doing tutoring over Zoom. A lot of that didn't go very well, actually. The problem is that I would be tutoring middle school, high school student over Zoom, and it was at their home on their computer. Now, oftentimes the parents might see what I was doing, and in the parents' mind, I'm reading them a bedtime story, right? It comes so easily out of me, right? And so a lot of times the parents, quote unquote, didn't think they were getting their money's worth. In fact, I had 2 students that really highlighted what happened. I had a 7th grader I was tutoring in computer programming, if you can believe it. He's a little bit of a genius. And one day my boss says, would you tutor this other kid in biology? And definitely not my strong suit. And my boss says, just do your best. We really can't find anybody at the moment. And I tutored the kid in biology, and I thought for sure I had lost my job because the kid's going to complain, and my boss is going to be really upset about how it turned out. Now, the boss had called me a few days after the biology student. I picked up the phone. I was totally expecting to hear I was going to get fired. And he said that the biology student actually really loved what I was doing. Now, I think the problem was that I really had to struggle tutoring the biology students. See, for some reason, work has become this convoluted situation in the United States where you're paid based on how much you struggle to do it. If something comes naturally, we don't like to pay these people, right? Look at how much hate mail Taylor Swift gets on how she became a billionaire, right? Because it comes so naturally for her, right? If she had to struggle to become we would love to see somebody really struggle to become a billionaire. That's the American dream here in the United States for some bizarre reason, right?